I am certain that we are all aware that we have been merging and evolving and unfolding into a digital world. But we have come to a very defining time in that evolution to where a lot of things are going to change and it's going to begin to change rapidly. Some have noticed it, but many are unaware of it. There are many people, for example, who, when this year began, were not aware that they were going to lose their jobs this year because of artificial intelligence. In the United States, about 150,000 people have lost their jobs so far this year, most of which is to artificial intelligence, bringing the total this year to 1 million people, which is the most people that have lost their jobs in 20 years in this country. I say that to say that in the coming few years, between now and 2030, which is really just around the corner, millions of people are going to lose their jobs. That's employment. But it all affects our financial position. But we're going about life day to day. Oftentimes, we are living on autopilot and we're not giving thought to the future of things, and we don't live intentionally with a plan of how we're going to prepare for what is ahead. Well, the time is here where we have to really consider when it comes to this digital world, and specifically when it comes to financial security, which is central to us being able to live the quality of lives that we desire and that we deserve. This is something that we have to really give attention to, because what this new digital world that we are evolving into, how it's going to function as it relates to money, is nothing like the old world. And many people are going to be caught unaware. And so I want to lead us to a point in our presentation where we're going to be presented with an opportunity of how we can actually prepare for it in terms of financial security for the future. But let us begin with our first video, which is the longest of the videos. It's about 3.5 minutes long, and it's going to set the stage for us to be able to progress into our presentation, opening our thinking as to the change that has been quietly taking place. And we may not have been aware of it because we generally get caught up in the busyness of life. So let's take a look at that very first video. Am I getting any sound? Babe, are you getting sound? No, it's not.
Every world has lived under the illusion of financial control. Governments, banks, and economies held together by a system designed over 50 years ago. But cracks have been forming, and behind those cracks a new design is emerging. Most people see chaos, inflation, debt, currency wars, and digital experiments. But to those watching closely, none of it looks random. Every crisis looks like a carefully timed event, part of something bigger, the transition to a new global financial system. Let's rewind. In 1971, the US dollar left the gold standard. That single move created a fiat-based world economy, backed by nothing but trust. It worked for decades, but every cycle since has inflated debt, devalued money, and centralized power. And now that system is collapsing under its own weight. The replacement? It's already being built, quietly, digitally, and globally. In 2012, a technology called the XRP ledger appeared. Fast, efficient, designed for instant settlement across currencies. To most, it was just another crypto. But behind the curtain, financial institutions began testing it. Then came ISO 2022, a new global messaging standard. The World Bank, IMF, BIS, and SWIFT all moved in sync. And while the headlines focused on Bitcoin ETFs and altcoins, something else was happening. A synchronization of infrastructure. Every major bank upgraded to ISO 2022 in 2023. Ripple launched RLUSD, its own stablecoin. Central banks began piloting digital currencies on Ripple's private ledger, and the BIS quietly announced Project Agora, connecting national CBDCs through a single interoperability layer, different systems, one direction. But here's the twist. For the world to run on tokenized money, it needs a bridge asset, a neutral settlement layer that connects every currency, every CBDC, every network. That bridge already exists, XRP. And maybe that is why everything happening right now, from CBDC pilots to liquidity tests, feels so coordinated. The timing, the technology, the regulations, all converging toward a single moment when the old world system quietly hands off to the new one. A system where money moves like information, where banks don't wire, they synchronize, where value flows instantly through tokenized rails. Some call it the Internet of Value, others call it the Great Reset. But the truth is simpler. It's the inevitable evolution of money. The clues are everywhere. Ripple partnering with central banks under pilot confidentiality. BIS coordinating multi-CBDC platforms. Tokenization experiments by BlackRock, Citi, and JP Morgan. Ripple's dual ledger architecture, one public, one private, already proving that bridges between worlds can exist. So when people ask, when will the financial system change? The answer is, it already is. The dollar won't disappear. It will digitize. Banks won't vanish. They'll integrate, and XRP, the silent bridge, will connect them all. The old world ran on trust. The new one runs on code. And the biggest transfer of wealth in history won't happen with a crash. It'll happen with a switch. A quiet activation that turns the hidden network online. Because in every era of money, gold, paper, or digital, one truth never changes. Those who understand the system early become the ones who benefit from it.
Well, we are the ones that hope to benefit from this digital change and this digital economy that is unfolding and that we are merging into. And in my opinion, a switch has been turned on recently that has opened the channel or opened the door for where the digital system and the digital economy and the digital financial system is now going to take shape in greater form and in an accelerated way, and that we need to be ready for it. And this is something that we really have to give serious attention to. That switch was turned on when the current president of the United States signed the Genius Act into law. For those of you who are not familiar with the Genius Act, which is now bringing cryptocurrencies, which was once a mystical, mystifying, almost scamish type of digital asset that people avoided and shunned because of the mystery around it, that has now been cleared. This is now going to become part of the mainstream of how the financial system is going to work by what Donald Trump did by signing the Genius Act. This is just about a minute. Let's just take a look at it for those of us who are not familiar with this Genius Act that he signed into law.
This afternoon, we take a giant step to cement American dominance of global finance and crypto technology as we sign the landmark Genius Act. I pledge that we would bring back American liberty and leadership and make the United States the crypto capital of the world, and that's what we've done. The Genius Act creates a clear and simple regulatory framework to establish and unleash the immense promise of dollar-backed stable coins.
This Genius Act will unlock American dominance in the crypto industry by creating clear rules of the road. It will update archaic payment rails with a revolutionary new payment system and it will extend U.S. dollar dominance, like you said, globally. This is a huge promise made and promise kept by President Trump. We have a deal maker in chief, and it's because of your vision, your leadership, your determination, your skill that we're all here today. So thank you very much, President Trump.
With today's signing, the future of crypto and the crypto industry, the U.S. dollar working together is going to be stronger and bigger and better than ever before. And thank you, everybody, very much. Thank you.
Well, this is a switch that has been turned on, and the greatest transfer of wealth in ways that the world has never known before is before us. And we're going to get to see an opportunity for that. How this world is going to work, how this new financial system is going to run. I'm going to introduce you to the first global financial ecosystem of its type that is in place to be able to take us into this new digital financial economy. But what this Genius Act means for us, for those of us who stood back and we were afraid to step into this realm, we can be assured now that because of this act, we now have standardized frameworks of legislation that enhances trust, compliance, and secure transactions. And so digital assets now are going to become more valuable and even safer and more trusted than the fiat currency that we have depended on for so many years. It means that it now empowers the unbanked populations of the world. There are about 5 million unbanked people here in the United States. Unbanked meaning people that cannot interface or interact with the banking system for various reasons. Those in the Caribbean region, of the 45 million people throughout the Caribbean region, about 2/3 are unbanked. It is going to now change that altogether, affording opportunities now to enhance financial stability where it was difficult before. It also introduces decentralization and sovereignty in a way where this decentralized financial system, as it's known, it is going to reduce the reliance on these centralized authorities that we have known over the years. And what that does, it gives us more control over our wealth. Apart from having more control over our wealth, it also gives us the opportunity to increase our wealth in ways that we could not have done before. And so it standardizes those protocols and legal clarities. It reduces friction between business and consumers, and it adopts digital payments and tokenized assets, making all of these things a commonplace of everyday life. It unlocks new business models. And as I said, it's going to be opportunities that never existed before that's going to begin to emerge. And we're going to talk about one such opportunity tonight. And it's creating self-reinforcing cycles of economic expansion. What that means, that with these new models, the opportunity to gain wealth and to gain it in a way that with every cycle of expansion, it becomes greater. No longer does our wealth grow linearly, it grows exponentially, and it grows in a compound manner. In the old model, that was not possible. In this model of the new digital age of finance, people have more of an opportunity that ever existed before to truly gain wealth, and in a way that is protected and that we have control over it. It's going to happen in a way that is going to be accelerated. And it's all going to be in this realm of cryptocurrency, digital assets, tokenized assets. And so just for us to get this sense and get the idea that we are entering into a world, it's been here, it's been forming, but now Donald Trump flicked the switch and turned on something that the world is now going to begin. All those who've been preparing, they're now going to release the brakes and things are going to start moving very quickly. So I want to introduce you to Miracle. Miracle is a global decentralized financial ecosystem that encompasses a group of companies. We're not going to get into that this evening, but I'm going to touch on a couple of them. These companies fall under the umbrella of an umbrella company called Metaterra. What we're going to focus on are two aspects within the ecosystem that pertains to us and how we can participate in this new era, and what gives us an opportunity that we can, beyond participation of this new model, we can actually build wealth in a way that was not possible before. And that is going to be, we're going to look at Miracle Pay, Miracle Cash and More. We're going to look at Bellator, and we're going to look at Mirix, Miracle Chain. This is the blockchain that, because in this world of cryptocurrency and digital assets and this whole tokenized world, everything functions and runs on a blockchain, with blockchain technology. In fact, blockchain is the platform and the infrastructure for that the entire world is going to be migrating to. It is going to make what we know as the internet as it runs now, it will make it look like what internet was when it was dial-up. And in ways of how it's going to enhance everything in terms of functionality within our world, not just financially, but whether it is finance, whether it is real estate, whether it is legal system, the healthcare system, everything is migrating to the blockchain. But certainly the financial system has been ahead of it and already been preparing for it. So I'm going to tell you about this company called Miracle, particularly two aspects of them as it pertains to what we're going to be talking about this evening. Metaterra is led by a distinguished group of leaders who have made a name for themselves in the world of technology and in the world of finance. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. You can read about it on their website. You can read about the company. Hakan Torhan, who is the CEO and founder of it, he's the visionary behind it. Douglas Anderson, he is the chairman, and he is also the CEO of Wall Street Capital. He is an icon on Wall Street and in that world, and he is leading. When you read about what his history is in Wall Street and finance, Metaterra is strongly positioned with someone like him at the helm. I'll just make brief mention of Stephen Moore. Those of you who may be in the US may be familiar with Stephen Moore. He's an economist. He is a world-renowned economist. Many people know him because he's always on national TV. He was advisor to President Trump in his first administration. He still is an economic advisor to the Trump administration. He was appointed as the chairman of the Federal Reserve. However, he declined that position. But I say that to say this is the caliber of a financial genius that Metaterra have with them. He now sits on the board. John Baer is a name that people in the tech world will be familiar with. He has a long history of decades in the tech world, having been principal in Cellular One, the whole cell phone industry, in Widevine, the technology of which Google is built on, the technology that streaming and Netflix use today. This is a man that comes from a long, strong history of the technology background and the whole infrastructure of that. This company has at its leadership very strong expertise in the field, starting with its CEO, Hakan Torhan, who his background is not just in technology, but strongly in the banking sector. So Miracle Cash and More, which I'll first just touch on, this is their banking infrastructure and ecosystem. It is an advanced switch infrastructure that enables fast crypto to fiat conversion with instant settlement without any disruption. In other words, as easy and as simple as we go to a point of sale terminal and we tap, swipe, or insert our card, it will be that simple of how transactions are going to be done globally through this global decentralized financial system. They connect everything from payment systems to crypto wallets. They have crypto ATMs, point of sales, government interactions, and the company, it is regulated and licensed by MiCA, which is the European equivalent of the US SEC. And so they have very strong regulations and compliance for customer protection. This is a financial institution, the first of its type, that runs on a blockchain, offering a seamless interface between the old and the new and bridging them together in seamless functionality. What we have access to as being part of the Miracle ecosystem is that we have an infrastructure of companies that we can function within with real world application in a way that was never possible before. There is also Miracle Pay. This is real world utility where we have point of sale partnerships with companies all over the world, as I'll touch on in a minute. The company actually has physical stores across Europe, and they're gradually spreading across the world, where you can actually walk into a physical store, use an ATM, you can take fiat currency, and you can exchange it for crypto or crypto to fiat, and point of sale terminals that the company supplies. But more than that, the company has done something remarkable that was, for me, a big selling point in me wanting to be a part of what this company is doing. In addition to them being the first to market of bringing a solution that bridges the old and the new, that we can participate in this new world economy. So we can, as part of the infrastructure, part of the ecosystem, we can now, with crypto or with fiat, we can interface both worlds with simply just having a card that seamlessly transacts on both sides as seamlessly as the debit and credit cards that we use right now. So let's just look at this video. It's a short video that tells a little bit about the Miracle Pay system and what it offers. But just for us to know, this is the first fiat and crypto payment gateway for online and retail transactions with instant conversions. What that means is that when you tap your card, insert or swipe your card, it converts your cryptocurrency into the fiat of whatever country you're in. And this is something that did not exist before in the way in how it's done. And the entire thing is run on a next generation blockchain platform that links other blockchain platforms together in a way that was not possible before. And all of this, of course, is with the advent of artificial intelligence and so on. So let's just look at this video and get a sense of what this is bringing to the world.
Welcome to Miracle Pay. Miracle Pay stands as a revolutionary crypto payment gateway designed to address the evolving landscape of transactions shifting towards blockchain. In a world where over 90% of e-commerce transactions occur through credit and debit cards, there's a growing consumer demand for the ability to purchase goods using cryptocurrencies. However, the challenge for e-commerce sites lies in managing various cryptocurrency wallets and integrating them seamlessly into their accounting processes. Key features: 1. Unified solution. Miracle Pay Online offers a comprehensive solution by allowing e-commerce sites to connect through an API or widget compatible with platforms like WordPress or Shopify. This enables the collection of payments through multiple cryptocurrencies, eliminating the need for merchants to manage separate wallets. 2. Merchant flexibility. merchants have the flexibility to choose from a variety of cryptocurrencies offered by Miracle Pay Online. They can decide whether to use all available options or select specific ones, tailoring the payment process to their preferences. Regard to settlement options. Unlike other products in the market, Miracle Pay Online provides a unique feature allowing merchants to choose between settling transactions in cryptocurrency or converting them into fiat. Merchants can decide which cryptocurrencies are instantly converted to fiat and which ones are retained as digital assets. 4. Commission management. Merchants can decide whether to absorb the transaction commission or pass it on to consumers, providing them with control over the cost structure. Miracle Pay charges a commission for its services, and merchants can choose how to manage this aspect. 5. Multi-currency support. The platform is designed to support multi-currencies, enabling e-commerce sites to settle transactions in their local fiat currency. This adds a layer of flexibility, especially for businesses trading in specific regions. 6. Refund process. A distinctive feature of Miracle Pay Online is its built-in refund process, setting it apart from other products. Refunds are processed in cryptocurrency and are returned to the original wallet. Refunds within the EU are issued the same day, while those outside the EU take up to 48 hours. 7. Integration and self-service. Widgets. Miracle Pay Online offers self-service widgets that require no extensive integration efforts. The platform is designed to be plug-and-play, making it seamless for merchants to incorporate into their existing systems. 8. POS terminal integration. The platform shares similarities with electronic terminals, POEs. It handles transactions similar to the way a POS manages credit card transactions in the accounting system. While Miracle Pay can process transactions through POS terminals, certain functions, such as loan applications and purchasing agreements, are executed through a PC. 9. Future expansion. The versatility of Miracle Pay extends beyond cryptocurrency transactions. There are plans to explore additional functionalities, such as integrating with utility bill payment agents, creating more potential transaction opportunities. The concept of a Miracle credit card is also being considered. In summary, Miracle Pay emerges as a comprehensive and flexible solution for e-commerce sites, providing seamless cryptocurrency payment options, efficient settlement choices, and unique features like built-in refunds. Welcome to
So that's Miracle Pay Online. We know that with the advent of companies like Amazon, more and more people, the statistics reveal that, are going more and more online. There's more and more e-commerce, more and more people are shopping online. The checkout portals that they have online, it's interesting to know that these vendors that control these, that manufacture and provide these payment portals or these terminals, also do the same online. Now, stay with me and think about this. I'm sure all of us on the line, we shop online at some point in time. In 2023, 50% of e-commerce transactions was provided through pay portals that was by this company called Ingenico. But apart from Miracle Pay Online providing a payment system online where people can transact seamlessly with cryptocurrency, they're doing so because of contracts that the company has secured with these 4 global leaders in point-of-sale terminals. These point-of-sale terminals account for 70% of the terminals in businesses in 120 countries. This is important for us to consider to what I'm going to share with you in a minute. These names, since I have become involved and connected with the ecosystem, I've started paying attention to stores where I go in to look at the names. When I go into Walmart, I see that Walmart uses Ingenico terminals. PAX, Verifone, and NCR you're going to see, I have not seen thus far any name that's outside of these. But chances are when you go into many stores, a restaurant, or anywhere, you're going to see that these make up the names because they have millions of terminals all across the globe in merchant stores. So not only is Miracle Pay online, but Miracle Pay, with our secured contracts with these global leaders, are now being preloaded into these terminals. That means, in addition to online, we're going to see all over the world, now that this new economy is about to roll out, that there are going to be merchants all over the world that can now accept cryptocurrency with just the tap, the swipe, or the insertion of a card and it's going to be as seamless as using a debit or credit card. The person behind the counter may not even be realized that this cryptocurrency being used. So imagine that. Here is a global, decentralized financial ecosystem with a multiple amount of interfacing companies that have secured the contracts with 4 of the global leaders in payment terminals around the world and online. What does that really mean for this company? It means that this company is going to dominate a lot of the global transactions that's taking place across the world. Currently, there are over 700 million people that own cryptocurrency, and it's going to exceed 1 billion in 2026. These are some of the current statistics, but we know that these are evolving every day. People are opening digital wallets over 60% year over year since 2023. Between January and July this year, stable coins accounted for over $4 trillion in transaction volume globally. And stable coins now make up about 30% of all on-chain crypto transactions. Now, it's interesting that there are a lot of popular coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum that are not stable coins, but yet they make up a very large portion of transactions. And so the true figure of crypto transactions globally is closer to 14 or 15 trillion. Now, bear in mind that this is the volume of crypto transactions taking place right now globally, and it's happening without a global payment system with the kind of access that Miracle is bringing to the world. Crypto payments and online and in-person payments are projected to reach approximately 34 trillion by 2030. This is according to the experts. So the Genius Act has laid that regulatory framework for cryptos to shift into everyday commerce. Folks, we are about to enter into a universe of financial shift, of an infrastructure of how things are done. But mind you, it's going to be rolled out gradually over time, but the switch has been turned on now for all the major players who've been preparing silently in the background for them to now move forward with it. And so it's going, if you listen to the expert, it is going to be an accelerated growth. And so we need to make sure that we're prepared. How does this all happen? How does this all run? It runs on a new generation platform of a blockchain. And this is what Miracle Chain, the power that drives the Miracle decentralized ecosystem, this is what it's offering.
Welcome to the future of business. Miracle Chain, where blockchain meets automation and AI transforms how companies grow. Imagine onboarding customers with a tap, paying teams worldwide in seconds, and launching token ecosystems without writing a single line of code. With Iterato, your sales force becomes unstoppable. AI handles the follow-up, while gamification drives viral growth. Need to launch your own token? Miracle Launchpad and DEX give you everything: pre-sales, vesting, swaps, and full control. The Miracle Wallet simplifies finance. No seed phrases, just seamless access to crypto. Commissions and payments, secure, compliant, and easy to white label. And at the core, Miracle Chain. A private layer 2, built for scale, compliance, and automated global payouts. Whether you're selling online or in-store. Miracle Pay bridges fiat and crypto so you can do business anytime, anywhere. Miracle Chain. Powering the digital economy, one smart system at a time.
So what does that mean for you and I in this new digital financial world in terms of how we can not just participate in it in day-to-day transactions, but as it means for our financial security for the future? Well, if you understand blockchain technology, and we understand that it's a decentralized system which runs different to this old world where central authorities, in the case of if you use Visa and MasterCard, there's a central authority that controls everything and they gain all the fees of the transactions. In the decentralized world of finance, there is no central authority, which is one of the reasons that makes it so transparent and also at the same time very, very secure. Transactions are validated through a whole network. They're called nodes, CPU nodes. And what we have the opportunity to do is to own a piece of the real estate of these future financial payments. Because of how blockchain works and because of its transparency, we have an opportunity to own part of those payment rails. And when we acquire a Bellator-Miracle CPU node and we become an owner of this, we become an owner of the asset and we are an owner for life. This entitles us to the passive income that it continuously produces. It generates revenue 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and it does that for life. For as long as the life of the company exists, and this company has a global infrastructure, this is not going to be going anywhere for perhaps decades to come. For as long as that exists, we are going to be earning income passively. It almost sounds like a cliche. 7 days a week, 365 days a year for life. Every time a transaction is done online, at a point of sale terminal, in anywhere around the world in 120 countries where Miracle Pay is integrated into the terminals and in an online checkouts. Every time a transaction is done, we get part of the transaction fee because it does not work like the old world. This is the meaning of decentralized systems. So this is the final video. It's just about a minute or just over a minute to give us a sense of what I'm talking about.
You've probably heard the saying, if only I were early. Early to Bitcoin, early to Amazon, early to Tesla. Well, here it is again. But this time, it's not about hype. It's about owning the rails of a new financial system. Introducing CPU nodes, digital assets that earn daily from real crypto transactions happening worldwide. Every time someone pays with crypto, in-store or online, a small fee powers the network. And if you own a node, you get paid. These nodes are already paying every single day in a digital currency undervalued today, but set to explode in the months ahead. We've secured contracts with 4 global terminal providers, giving us access to over 100 million active merchants. And we're also integrated with major online retailers, processing billions each month. When even a small percentage of that volume transacts in crypto, node rewards skyrocket. The system is active. Payouts have begun. We're funding our aggressive expansion, not with Wall Street, but with everyday people like you. Together, we're decentralizing wealth by owning the new infrastructure of money, timing, is everything. Own a node now and earn every day for life. You've probably heard.
So what would owning a node mean for us, and what does it cost to own a node? Well, to own a node is a one-time investment of $1,200. For some people, that may open your eyes a little bit, but believe me, that is nothing. Personally, I think it's almost a giveaway for what it means and the scale of what we were talking about. And any of you, if this in any way resonates with you, I would encourage you to begin to get in touch with the major players in the financial field. When I say major players, I'm talking about listening to people on the World Bank, the IMF, the companies like JP Morgan and BlackRock, and the big players in the field. Listen to what the CEO of Circle, listen to what these people are saying and what they are projecting that's going to happen. But what they're also saying is that we need an infrastructure. We need a system that can manage, that can integrate it. And Miracle is the first to market with a global system with secure contracts to run that. Now, I put together some what I think are conservative figures when you consider, what I wanted to say is that when you listen to these experts, what they're saying is that we have not even begun to tap. They're talking about 5 and 6% of the potential of the crypto market, so that when this thing opens up, what is going to happen is going to be a tsunami. According to the CEO of Circle, it's not going to be a 10x acceleration and expansion. He says it's going to be a million X. That's what people are bracing for. Okay, so let's say out of all the payment terminals between those four providers, we're not even talking about online checkout portals, just point of sale terminals in stores and restaurants and gas stations and so on. Between the four of them, there are over 400 million terminals in 120 countries. Let's say only 1/4 of them are active, 100 million. And they're only going to transact $5 a day in transactions, which is like nothing. You can't buy anything much for $5 much these days. But let's say they only transacted $5 daily. So you have 100 million machines doing $5 is $500 million in a day. And that goes on every day for 365 days. We have 182 billion, 500 million in a year of transactions. The gas fees in the crypto world is called gas fees, but it's really just a transaction fee. Every transaction that's done, there is a fee for that. So if we take that 182.5 billion by 3%, we end up with 5,475,000,000, of which node owners, people who own that digital asset, they share in 30% of it. So when we take that 5,475,000,000, 30% of that, we end up with 1.64 billion that is shared among all the nodes. There will only ever be 210,000 nodes. You would have heard it said on the video, if you caught it, that the Miracle is in the process of their aggressive expansion in preparation for what is to come, not through Wall Street or big venture capitalists, but through individuals like you and I, who are node owners. There will only be 210,000 nodes when all the nodes are gone. But if we took this figure, 1.6 billion, and we shared it among 210,000 nodes, that is $7,821 that we would have received in a year with a $1,200 one-time investment. We have over a 550% return on an investment. There is no financial instrument in the world that gives you a return like that. And when you think of it, $5 a day, that's crazy. 100 million terminals, when that's only 1/4 of them, not including online checkouts, online payment portals. So what I'm saying that is the potential that as this begins to unfold over the next year, 2 or 3, between now and 2030, this can easily be, you could easily add 2 zeros behind this in the next, between now and 2030. But I don't want to really belabor on the figures, but I just want, this is what the offer is. That right now, for a limited time, if you buy one node, you're going to receive an additional one free. And that's just for a limited time. After that, the cost of it will go up. So think about that. Think about that. We're owning part of the payment rails of a global financial system, and we own it for life. It is passive income, meaning that there is no requirement to maintain it. There is no effort for anything. There is no renewal of anything. There is no maintenance fees. You'll do literally nothing but let it produce for you every day, 365 days a year. So I'm going to conclude and leave you with this, end the presentation with this short video, which is just over a minute.
Dear Bellator family, we wanted to share some key insights to help you better understand the true value of the opportunity you are part of, the foundation of Miracle Cash and More. Miracle Cash and More began its journey in 2017 with a clear vision to become a global fintech powerhouse, not just a traditional bank. Our starting point was the development of a core banking system, also known as a switch in the financial industry. This system consists of millions of lines of code. It took 3 years and over $5 million to develop. We built a mid-level core banking system from the ground up. Why is this significant? Because we own the technology. We are not leasing or dependent on third parties, which saves costs and provides flexibility. When you invest your time in a company, that company should deserve your time and effort by providing real sustainable value. What has the company invested to create an opportunity for you? Who is the actual customer? If it's just you, then it's not a real business. It's a cycle destined to fail. Most crypto MLMs have failed because they start with a compensation plan and then pick a product that fits. Their focus isn't on solving real-world problems, but on making quick money. That's not sustainable. Miracle Cash and More is not an MLM. It's a fintech company offering real services to merchants. Bellator is the marketing arm designed to help expand Miracle's reach. This gives us the best of both worlds. A company with real products and services. A network marketing structure to help spread the word and reward those who grow the network.
So what I just presented to you is a very wide perspective, which you may not be able to capture it all at once. And Bellator is a marketing arm under Metaterra, the group of companies that is expanding Miracle's reach as we prepare for this new era. As part of the ecosystem, we can engage in other aspects of the whole financial system, but we also have the opportunity to participate as a partner with Bellator if we so choose. So with that, I'm going to just take a break just for just 3 minutes. I want you to think about what we went through, about any questions you may have, write them down or prepare for that. And when we come back, you can just raise your hands. We'll be able to unmute our mics and we'll be able to get started on that part of it if you have any questions. I'll be back in just about 3 minutes.
Building the world on the chain, turning the future from cold to flame. Trust in the block, trust in the plan. Mediterra, here we stand. Mediterra, light the way. New tomorrow starts today. From the dust we rise again. Mediterra, we believe we win. Every transaction, every line, carving a path through space and time. From local dreams to global skies. Mediterra, we realize. Mediterra, light the way. New tomorrow starts today. From the dust we rise again. Mediterra, we believe we win. Dreams in motion, bold and clear. The future's calling, we are near. Hand in hand across the chain. Together we'll rise, together we'll gain. Mediterra, light the way. New tomorrow starts today. From the dust